Hey, how's it going? This is Ali from the AI Enthusiast, and today we're actually going to be kicking off the Engineering with AI series. So many series, I know, but I'm trying to basically compartmentalize different topics with different playlists, and I'm really excited to start this one. So this is really, hands-on engineering and, exploring how AI can improve your workflow, whether that's software, hardware, et cetera, et cetera. So right now, we're actually in this video, going to be talking about Github Copilot and how you can set this up. And then we're actually going to play around with it a little bit just to see how it works. So yeah, now I'm actually already at the Github Copilot website. And just go to github.com, Github Copilot /sign up. You can also just Google it. So over here you can see we get a free 30-day trial. So I will start off with the monthly plan. And when you click on this, you will be asked to put in your information. So I will do that. And then let me go ahead and click on this. So you can see over here we have the first name, last name, all of the information that you need to provide. So I will go ahead and do that. And then we will resume. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And you'll see your information show up here in the billing information side. And you can also provide your payment information. So let me put that in. All right, so now that I've submitted my information, you can see it has my payment method here. It'll show up on your screen as well. And I forgot to mention that you actually do already have to be logged in to GitHub. So I'm in the AI Enthusiast, I'm in our account, and then from here you can actually put in your information. So now that I've done this, I can go ahead and click submit. And then select your preferences, suggestions matching public code. So select an option. So I'm gonna go ahead and allow this. And then this right here, I would advise to uncheck this. Basically, this is going to probably send your code to GitHub so that their algorithms can train on it. So if you're writing something proprietary, this is definitely going to be something that you want to check off. I'm assuming that's what they mean by this. So I'm going to check this off. And then let's go ahead. And now you can install the GitHub Copilot extension. So I'm actually going to install it for Visual Studio Code. And I'm assuming already that you already have a GitHub account, and I'm also assuming that you have Visual Studio Code on your machine. It's fairly easy to install Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code, and you go here, and voila, for Windows or for Mac or for Linux, you can install the right package, and it's fairly self-explanatory. I won't make a video on this. I'm assuming that folks already have this on their machine, and if not, definitely install it. I actually prefer Visual Studio Code over Sublime and Atom and some of those other text editors and Notepad as well. So, and then also, like I've used JetBrains software, I've used Visual Studio, I've used these two, I've used Eclipse, and so I would say that for me personally, I like coding in Visual Studio Code a lot more, just because it's so bare bones. It really is just like a text editor. That's what it is. So I'm actually going to go ahead and install it for Visual Studio Code, and to get started, it'll go to the new link. I'm going to click on Visual Studio Code. Please make sure you click on Visual Studio Code or VS Code, right? Visual Studio is a different product that Microsoft has. So now that we're here, we can scroll down to the bottom. This stuff should be taken care of. So right here, installing the Visual Studio Code extension. In the VS Code Marketplace, go to GitHub Copilot extension page and click install. So if I click on this, this is the page. So I can go ahead and copy this. I can install here, but I'm just going to go to right here, extensions, and I'll search GitHub Copilot. And you can see it's the first one here, 5.4 million downloads. That sounds about right. So now that I have this, and it's by GitHub, and it's got the blue badge, so I'm going to go ahead and click install. I'm going to go back to the instructions here. A pop-up will appear asking to open VS Code. Click Open Visual Studio Code. So if you click on this link, it'll allow you to open it. This is one way to install it. I just showed you how to install it directly from VS Code. And then a pop-up will appear in the extension tab. Click install. We already clicked on install. So step 4, if you have not previously authorized VS Code in your GitHub account, you will be prompted to sign into GitHub in VS Code. So if you have previously authorized VS Code for your account on GitHub, so it should automatically be authorized. We'll see. Hey guys, so now that we've installed it, we actually cannot start using it until we sign in. So because GitHub knows that we've put in our credentials, we've put in our like credit card information, etc., we just need to link that up. And so in VS Code, I'm going to click on this. You can see how sign in with GitHub to use GitHub Copilot. So this is requested. I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and it'll open up my browser. So my default browser is Chrome, and from here, my account's here. Your account's going to be listed, and then I can go ahead and click this, and it's going to authorize the code. So now I can open Visual Studio, allow the extension to open up a URL. I'm going to go ahead and click open. So now I can go ahead and start coding. All right. So now that we've signed in, I did notice that it wasn't that responsive. So what I did is I disabled it and then I re-enabled it. So let's go ahead and do that. You click disable here, and then you're going to do a reload required. It's just going to reload everything. Then you type it in again, GitHub Copilot. Once you do this, then you enable it. So now that I've disabled it and then I've enabled it, I can go ahead, exit this out, and then I can actually start writing some code. So I'm just going to do new file, sample.js, and I'm going to say function add to. And you can see here, it's asking if this is the right thing that we want to do. And if I want to accept this, I can just press tab. And it's as simple as that. So that is essentially how Copilot works. It just recommends the code that you want to write. So this is just a very bare bones example, guys. It's just to show you guys how to install the application. In the next videos, I'll actually be going through examples, just showcasing my experience using the tool, which will be exciting. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, take care and have a good one. See ya.